Otherwise known as Captain Epilepsy, a superhero that David created at the 2015 Scotiabank Toronto Waterfront Marathon in order to draw attention and awareness and funds to his charity. This year he stepped up his game and descended upon us as the Angel of Charities. David?
Thank you very much. It's no easy task doing costumes and stuff like that. I mean, it comes naturally for me sometimes. But organizing, I think most of you here really get what it takes to organize a charity and get your runners and get your volunteers and get your fundings going. For us at Epilepsy Help in Hamilton, it's all about team building. It brings awareness for the charity, especially for one like ours, which is like a smaller charity, a lesser known charity. We're not cancer, we're not heart and stroke, we're not Me to We, okay, or even World Vision. They're big charities. There's a lot of charities. I was looking through the list. A lot of the smaller charities. You got to fight for every dollar, and it's all about building your team for us. My main function or role is to ensure that I look after all the participants from the start to the finish, from the time they sign up until the finish line, and actually until the day after, and when the whole thing closes up at the end of October. It's all about, for us, it's about motivating, it's educating, it's supporting, it's inspiring, and I lead by example. I will go out there, I will get crazy, and I expect my participants to do the same. Getting the word out for us using eBlast, we found going on social media this year was absolutely amazing. Hashtagging CRS, STWM, Scotiabank, was part of the Digital Champions group this year. And the biggest tweeter going you could ever ask for is Alan Brooks. I don't know if he has staff or he's just a mean tweeting machine. But no sooner we actually hashtag Alan Brooks, and the next thing we know, within 3 minutes, 5 minutes, it was all over the place. That's what it's about for us, it's getting that word out. I make myself available to all our participants, regardless of the time. I actually end up spending, I'd say, 1.5 to 2 days a week working on the Scotiabank run. It just takes that much time up, even though we're a small charity. So I've been doing this for 4 years with STWM and with Epilepsy Help in Hamilton. The biggest push for us is the support from CRS. I've done any expectations I could possibly have. Their support's made my job easier. I'm going to point out, like Rachel and Ann, no matter how crazy my questions are, I get an answer because the questions are coming from my participants. So I deal with them directly and go back to find the answers. With us, our motto is empower and inspire. And we help to push each other, both in fundraising and participating and actually celebrating afterwards. Where are we there? Okay, the memories, okay. So through social media, again, it creates a buzz. We get the awareness of our agency and we get the awareness of our team, and it just goes like a windstorm, okay, like Dorothy going to Kansas, or to Oz. It just picks up and just goes a mile a minute. Imagination and creativity keeps the word in the public eye. And with us, with the corporate sponsors, we've stopped going after formally corporate sponsorships. We've actually now started tweeting them out to them. And it gave them more of an option to do that without going after and saying, can you give us $5,000? And if I tweet it out, they get their employees, and I actually end up getting more money from them. Because I'm not formally asking for anything. The tweets that go out, the emails that may go out as a support, maybe a little guilt-ridden. I had the right pictures of our kids in our summer camp, and just kind of like go that route, but it works. That's for us. Schools, because our area goes from Brantford to Caledon, all the way to the Mississauga, to the Etobicoke border, I can't always get runners to come out. For a 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock start at CME, it's not happening. Transit's not the greatest to get there for 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock in the morning for an 8 o'clock start. So what I've got them doing, same with some of our schools, is I've got them going and raising funds on their own and donating en masse. So I've got schools now donating as a school function instead of coming in. So there's various ways we come up with that really seem to work. And then on the race day at the finish line, I book a restaurant and we all go out and have breakfast together. And that just keeps that team building and keeps that connection going. People meet other people between our clients and our volunteers and our corporate sponsors who end up in the race. They all get to meet each other and they get to talk, and it just builds and builds and builds. Visual impact, as you can see, is important. Whether you're in a costume or not, or a team shirt, it's all about being united and creating awareness. People notice and remember. And yeah, they noticed that one big time. This year, we were granted featured charity status, which gave us an even bigger statement on both online and some amazing, absolutely amazing exposure at the Race Expo this year. At the Expo, we connect with people from all over the world, especially with those who have epilepsy or know somebody who has it, and word gets out. So now we've got connections in Germany, we've got connections in England, who are now looking to next year say, let us know, we're gonna do some sponsorship for you, from England, from Germany, from Australia, from wherever, which is really good. It's getting out there and talking about it. I talk about it on the race course all the time in these outfits. All right. At the race, I got some amazing coverage from CB24. You know, I had the Captain Epilepsy thing on a mannequin, and CB24 was asking questions about it, and it garnered some interest. It makes people talk. A costume is not that, it doesn't have to be overboard, but costumes are important. It gets people talking, it brings awareness. All right. The other great thing about it is that we can network from charity to charity. I've met so many people from other charities, and we can network, so we kind of help each other out. That is the Captain Epilepsy from last year, and that is the Angel Charities from 2016. The Captain Epilepsy has gone far above and beyond what my expectations were for a costume. It's now gotten to the point where we are looking at creating a cartoon magazine, comic book, whatever the kids call it these days, featuring Captain Epilepsy for our kids, talking about epilepsy. So it's just gone one step above, and it's because I pushed. It's at STWM, it's the charity, it's the costume, they came together, and now something bigger is coming out of it, working hand in hand with with building a costume to run in, and our agency, what we stood for, what the costume stood for, it's just going up. Clicking around last year, 157 pics of me were taken that I knew of. People stopping me on the race, taking pictures. And I've asked them to retweet using our hashtag and go. This year, I decided to go bigger and better in order to create a bigger buzz on the course. This year, my little hand clicker, 273 photos that I knew of were taken. For me, I usually start planning these costumes once we've been accepted into with STWM. Once the application goes on, we sit there, pray, please, and we go in. I start April, May, or June creating the whole character, creating a costume in my head. I build it July, August, and September. October is all the final touches. And the final touches on the Angel Charities, there are close to 1,000 turkey feathers on that thing. 125 on each side. You'd be amazing how much a costume creates a buzz. At the start line, you saw one of the pictures earlier, the early pictures, people are on the start line. Okay, take a picture, take a picture. Okay, give you a hug, can I give you a kiss, can I give you this, can I give you that? How about give me some money? Okay? Hey, if I knew runners had money in their pockets, I'd be doing the race with a tin can in my hand, right? The costumes for me become one with who I am, okay? And I'm all about creating awareness, I'm about spreading inspiration and getting my team to feel empowered and feel proud, and they do. When they see me going all out, all crazy, all nuts out, they really appreciate it, and it just drives them even more. Basically, I really believe we're here because we all have the same belief, the same philosophy, we have the same needs and the same wants, okay? We want to create awareness, we want to raise funds, and in the meantime, in the process, we want to have fun doing it. If you don't have fun, you shouldn't be doing it. And I think we all, listening to people on the course, listening to the runners, even at the finish line, everybody seems to be having fun, and that's what it's about. You want to get your charity out there, you want them to see about 1,000 people on the course, in the run, cheering on the sections, although we could use a few more cheering sections in the 5K section. You know, it's really good because, you know, my knees are giving out, that cheering section on the 5K, they start going, go, go, go. It just kind of like alleviates all the pain in my legs and my knees, because I am old. And it just helps me push through that little bit extra. The costume, the jacket weighed about 25 pounds on that jacket because it's all satin lined, and the wings weighed about 20 pounds. So I'm walking 5K with 20 pounds on my back, on my shoulders and wings, and 25 pounds pushing down in costume on the shoulders, plus a leather homemade harness to go around it. For me, it's worth it. It's worth every single ouch, darn, damn, whatever comes through. It is worth it. It creates the awareness. It's having fun, and that's what it's all about. I really, really encourage everybody to try and put together some sort of costume. It doesn't have to be as outrageously elaborate as that, but something, just something to push your charity, make it notice, make it stand out. It's really easy to do, right? So that's all I really have to say about that. And I really have to thank CRS, Alan, Rachel, Ann, and the rest of the team. Thank you so much for allowing me to be outrageously crazy when I told you it was 5 feet wide, or 5 feet high, 6 feet wide. You kind of went, I said, trust me, and they did. And that's what I keep up with. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and have a great